On that table behind me, I have some incredible show-stopping fragrance finds that I've recently discovered and I want to share with you guys. I have been sniffing away lately, really trying to find some special gems to share with you guys. There's a lot of new releases coming out. There's a lot of niche brands that I'm really diving into to really find the best of the best. And the fragrances I'm sharing with you guys today are true showstoppers, the ones that make you really stand out in the crowd. So the first fragrance I have here is Missenseur Très Cher. This fragrance I have been wanting to try since I heard Demi talk about it years ago. And it's been on my to try list since then. And I am so thankful to her for bringing this fragrance up and talking about it the way she did, because it really caught my interest. And this fragrance is truly flawless. This has sea notes, so it has this light, airy marine breeze vibe along with vanilla and amber that add a nice juxtaposition and warmth. There is a little bit of orange blossom in here, but it is not an overbearing orange blossom. It's there, but it blends so smoothly with everything else. This fragrance, I think, would be the perfect signature scent. This is not a showstopper in the way that you come into a room and your fragrance punches everyone in the face. No, this is a scent that gently wafts about and captures attention, and it is like a precious moment that you just want to grasp and just hold on to, but it's slipping away from you. It plays this little game with you. It is there, it is there all the time. You smell it and the performance is quite good, but it's just so pillowy and soft that you kind of can't get enough of it. And I really love that about the scent. I think it would never be annoying. It would be the perfect signature scent, and it would be perfect for any season really. So in that sense, it is an absolute showstopper, and just the scent itself is so incredibly beautiful. By the way, all of the fragrances that I'm mentioning can be found at So Avant-Garde. They are a niche boutique, and they are offering 20% off to you guys with the code IANA20. The next fragrance I have here is Credo from Nishane. This is an oud scent that I'm in love with, and Nishane is a brand for me, admittedly, that can go one way or the other. Either I really, really love the scent, like 100 Silent Ways, or it just doesn't work on my skin like Ani. But this scent just blew my mind. This is very much along the lines of Tom Ford's Oud Wood. So if you're a lover of Tom Ford's Oud Wood, I can absolutely guarantee you that you're going to like this. This has cardamom, which I am addicted to in fragrance. It has a little bit of pink pepper and a gentle osmanthus note that if I didn't know was there, I would not be able to pinpoint it, but it just gives it this smooth, kind of velvety, peachy, almost sweetness that just makes it a touch more feminine and easy for me to wear. So for women, I think this is a very easy wearing oud. It is a dry oud. There's nothing kind of scary or off-putting about it. It's not too intense. It's very, very likable. There's also a suede note in here, which kind of smooths out the whole composition, and I love a nice suede note in a fragrance. This one is perfect for that transitional period from winter to spring, and that's what we're having right now here in Canada. It's still kind of wintry mix, unfortunately. So yeah, this fragrance is keeping me warm, and this is a very present fragrance. It's not obnoxious at all, but people will notice you. It's gorgeous, and it's very comforting as well. For me, these types of scents are very grounding and very calming. So I absolutely love it. Next is the brand Electimus, which I've been really interested in trying, but because I'm constantly sampling things, I just don't get to the stuff I really want to try right away. And so they sent me 2 fragrances to try, and one of them is Black Caviar. This fragrance has a black caviar note. It's a little bit salty. It's not fishy. So I worry sometimes when I see black caviar, it can come off fishy. This one doesn't come off fishy. It's almost just like a salty seaside. You do get a little bit of that seaside smell, and then it blends out really nicely into the rest of the woody notes. So there is oud, there's cedar, patchouli, vetiver, and then you get some aromatic kind of herbal scents like sage, rosemary, lavender. So it is not a heavy oud scent that's salty and weird. It's actually really beautiful, very easy wearing, definitely masculine. My man wore this. He came back from a 12-hour shift, and I could still smell him strong. But when he samples things, he took half the sample right away. and like jumped into the deep end. For me, when I try fragrances, I have a very different approach where like I tiptoe through the shallow end and like I'll put a little bit on my hand and see how I feel about it, cuz like what if it's a scrubber? No, he goes hard. So yeah, he wore half of the sample to work. After a 12-hour shift, I could still smell him really strong. The sillage massive, like it sticks around. It really does. And it's beautiful. It's a really beautiful scent with a nice kind of salty, refreshing oud vibe. Now, the one that I personally like for myself, and it would be great for men as well, is Auster. This has a deep woodiness as well. It's more of a patchouli scent, really. Exactly the kind of patchouli that I like. And there's also a very warm, kind of spicy clove note in here. It is a very intense scent that I would wear for a special occasion. More of a wintry scent, but I love the patchouli in here. Like, this is exactly the kind of patchouli fragrance that I love. And I've been on a little bit of a patchouli kick, though I am extremely picky with patchouli notes. This is an example of one that I think is outstanding. This brand is definitely on my radar now, and I want to discover more from them because these two smell really, really high quality. Next is Acro. So I'm going to go through the discovery set quickly. If you guys want a further deeper review of this brand, let me know in the comments and I'll get a little bit deeper into it. But I want to touch on the ones that I really loved. So I honestly never was impressed by their packaging. Like, I've seen this brand pop up here and there, but the packaging just kind of looked boring to me. So it never caught my interest, even though they have a coffee fragrance that I'd been interested to try. And then Avant-Garde just sent me this discovery set to check out the brand. And I'll tell you guys, I love Awake. Awake is the coffee fragrance and it is incredible. I also surprisingly loved Haze. Haze is like a cannabis fragrance. And I don't want to smell like I just smoked a joint. But as it turns out, that's not what it smells like. In fact, every cannabis fragrance that I've tried, I've actually really liked because it doesn't smell the way that you think it would smell like. It doesn't smell like when you smell your neighbor down the street that just smoked a joint. This smells like just a fresh herbal aromatic scent, like just like buds of a plant. It is almost along the lines of sage, but a very pleasant, calming scent. So it almost gives you just a calming feeling smelling this type of fragrance. And if you guys want, I can do like my favorite cannabis centric fragrances in a separate video. But yeah, this one, I had to buy it immediately. I loved it and it was so strange. I also really liked Dark, which was a chocolate scent, like a dark chocolate scent. And it was impressive. The whole collection is very impressive. So to go from kind of like plain, not eye-catching packaging to just really outstanding and basically loving the whole collection, yeah, I'm very impressed with the whole house. Like, very rarely do I smell a fragrance and need a bottle immediately. By the way, I should mention that the fragrances that I'm really focusing in on are the ones that I do personally find full bottle worthy, along with the two that I have full bottles of. Like, I'm not going to touch on the ones that are like so-so. So with that, I'm going to jump into the Mind Games set. This presentation is wow. Look at this. Look at that. Wow. Outstanding presentation, and I am still kind of chipping away through this set, but these ones, they make a very strong first impression. So if you're really looking for that ba-bam first impression, I'll tell you Blockade. For those of you who love Aventus, this is like a better version of Aventus. I wouldn't wear it myself, but I think it would be good for people who like Aventus. Rose Absolute and Coffee, for people who like that sweet rose scent and like a warm coffee scent. It's quite good. It was a bit too much for me when I wore it on the skin, but I know that people really love that type of scent, and objectively, the quality is outstanding. So the one that really stood out for me personally is Garde, and this one is Black Leather and Orris, which sounds intense. It is a really nice leather note, but there's a nice powderiness and woody facets as well. It is like, it makes a statement, but it's not offensive. It's not too strong. And it has a very cool base note of popcorn. So it is a very unique and very unusual scent. I really like this one. I think from most of the ones that I've tried, this one is like, for me, outstanding. but I have to, like, there's so much to go through here. I just really wanted to show you the set because it's just wow. There are a lot of really good fragrances in here. It's hard to pick out the ones that stand out. They're very bold though. So this is for people who like a bold fragrance. I would really recommend checking out this whole brand because the quality is out of this world. And they perform like no other. Like no other, I tell you. I wore Kaisa the other day. And this fragrance, admittedly, I didn't love because it smelled like Herba Pura, just actually without the synthetic note. But you know, after a while, it's like kind of tropical and it gets a little bit annoying. I wanted to remove it. And it was time. Like I was like, okay, like I'm over it. I wore it all day already. Like I want to move on to like a more relaxing, like evening scent. When I tell you that I tried every tactic to remove this fragrance and it didn't work, like it truly did not work. The fragrance stays forever. So if you are actually looking for an incredibly powerful scent, all of these from Mind Games, they will never like leave your skin, but they don't have the synthetic harshness, which is what I love. A lot of the times those really long lasting fragrances dry down to the synthetic like brash harsh scent. These ones don't. It's just the scent itself is very, very strong and will last for a very long time, so you actually get a lot of bang for your buck. So those are the show-stopping fragrances that I wanted to share with you guys today that really, really knocked my socks off, especially Credo from Nishane and Très Cher from Mise en Sur. So if you guys wanted to check those out, you can save 20% at So Avant-Garde with the code YANA20. One thing to note though, that code won't apply to Mind Games. They have a separate code for Mind Games and it's Checkmate10. That's 10% off. So the 20% off code won't work on Mind Games, just FYI. And that's it. I would love to hear what show-stopping fragrances you guys have recently discovered, and I will absolutely check them out. I'll see you guys next time. Thanks for watching. Bye.